Okay guys, so here we are, we're getting on offense. I'm going to show you guys how I set up my wide trips offset out of the newly impaged playbook. I'm also going to show you some of the tips and tricks that I use to be a effective and great competitor online. All right, so the first things first, we're going to go ahead and start setting up our audibles. The way I set up my audibles is basically my first play, which is going to be my X, is something that's easily identifiable, so I don't even have to read the formation. I can just read the play, and for me that's going to be the tight end deep out. So tight end deep out is how I recognize what formation I'm in. I have a cover 2 beater, a cover 3 beater, and man beater, and then a deep zone beater. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my cover 3 beater, which is going to be curl flats. My cover 2 beater is that tight end deep out, and then I like to run another cover 3 beater, which is stutter curl seams, and then my deep zone / man beater is going to be that PA4. Now the reason why I'm talking fast is because I'm racing against the clock here, guys. This is not our normal chill inside of practice mode kind of video. We're actually giving you live gameplay of me running the stuff that I'm telling you I'm running. So the first play I normally run is just a feel of the defense that he's running against me. I'm gonna run that 56 trap. It's my favorite run play out of this. So he's giving me cover 4. I have 4 deep safeties and 4 underneath. Basically I have 8 people dropping into zone, 3 underneath. So it's a lot of coverage, but underneath is going to be open here. So I like to do is attack the middle of the field in this because my safeties are going to be deep. So my cover 3 beaters can also be converted into a cover 4, cover 6, cloud, whatever it may be beater. I'm basically going to motion over my slant, right? This is a really simple concept. It's a slant post concept. So here we go. We're going to motion over that slant, and then we're going to just throw that right in between both of those backers. Now the reason why this concept works so well is simply because those backers have to choose, am I going to bite on that underneath route and give up the depth, or am I going to get depth and leave up that underneath route? A lot of times you'll see people want to jump those underneath routes, and that post comes right behind it, as you see there. Again, I'm going to run that 56 trap just to start the down off, just to see if he decides to change anything after that big play. All right, here we go here. Let's see what he does. He's playing with his D-line, which makes me think he's not really that good. So this should actually be a really good video to explain this. All right, so cover 2. We know that we like to run tight end deep out on cover 2. Let's see if he runs it again. Let's see if he runs cover 2 again on this. So the reason why tight end deep out is such a good cover 2 beater is because this out route, I'm gonna hot route Dion to run an out route, and that Jones route, you see how it's fading to the outside? It should technically fade away from the safety, but what I want to do is hold my safety with Smith. So I'm going to put Smith on the street, Dion on an out, and hopefully Jones can get open over the top if this is cover 2 indeed. And it does look like I'm not getting cover 2. I got cover 4. I'm just going to take off with Gannon here. There we go. Now you'll see on that play I was guessing cover 2, but he did give me cover 4 there, so it's a little surprise. Now when you run tight end deep out against cover 2, you want to make sure you run it to the wide side of the field, mainly because you're going to have more space to throw that sideline pass. So let's try it one more time. Let's see if he gives us cover 2 on this one. All right, we're going to do this, and just in case he doesn't, let's just have an underneath route by Dion to save us. Okay, I'm not getting cover 2, but I did get cover 3, and we couldn't get the corner. All right, that sucks. So he's doing a good job. He's actually doing a really good job switching up his coverages, which is making it hard for me to read, as well as tell you guys what I'm doing. So we're going to go back. He plays a lot of zone. We're going to go to our zone beaters here. We're going to run that slant. We're going to run that slant post concept again. It's a really good concept to run. We have a lot of options on this. So actually, I'm going to quick snap him here like this, and then we're going to just hit X over the top because it looked like we got the motion glitch on him. Here we go. Nice. So we did end up getting the motion glitch, and that's why I love this formation so much, because you can quick snap basically any of the receivers in this formation. So I can motion Dion, I can motion Jones, or I can motion Chad, but I can only motion him to the outsider, right? So the formation is really cool because it allows you to do a lot of good motions, quick snaps, and as well as motion snaps. A lot of formations you have to wait for the receiver to be set. This is not one of them. You can motion both your slot and your main receiver on the right side or on the trip side and get that good motion snap unbumpable route. So what you just saw me do is I just basically subbed in a tight end, and it wasn't for this particular play. It's for the next play that we're going to run. Subbing in a tight end changes the audibles that you can actually run out of this formation. So again, that's very powerful because this allows me to come out in the same formation, run the same plays, but audible down into different, completely different set of formations. And I do this a lot when I get into the red zone, mainly because what most people see is the formation, right? They'll see me come out in that trips offset and they think, oh, I've seen this play before. And as soon as I motion or audible down, they have to reconfigure their defense. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just gonna come out in some random play. Now I can run all these plays with my tight end in because my tight end is 94 speed, but I'm actually going to motion down into a PA bubble. So now you'll see the whole defense has to shift. We see that we actually have some people actually out of position, and I think we have the numbers here. So I'm just gonna hand this off. There we go. Oh, we don't get in the box. Let's just go ahead and quick snap it. Let's go ahead, quick snap. We're gonna motion again. We're just gonna run 0-1 trap. So you see he's trying to actually get into a defense to stop me because he thought I was gonna come out in that offset and run the same plays I've been running. But we're just gonna come down, 0-1 trap here, get in that box. And that's simply because I substituted tight end in. You'll see a lot of people run like I formation with extra tight end or extra fullback or whatever it may be, mainly because they want to motion down into like a 3 single back tight end formation or so forth. You do the same thing with wide trips offset. You can have 3 receivers in and motion into a other 3 or you can have 3 receivers in and then audible into more 3 receiver sets, or you can substitute a receiver out, put a tight end in, and then motion down into those really good tight end, 2 tight end sets. So this is like, we're gonna get to finish the video. The guy ended up quitting on me, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into practice mode so I can show you guys some of my favorite plays, all right? Okay guys, so here we are. We are in practice mode because we couldn't find an opponent that would not quit on us and give us a full gameplay video. So I'm gonna take you into practice mode and basically show you guys what I want to show you in gameplay. I already talked about how to go from that Y offset trick PATS by basically just subbing a tight end into that ace offsets. So what we're gonna do is just basically break down the individual plays that you can run in every formation to beat pretty much every coverage and put yourself in the best position to win every game. So first we're going to talk about how to beat cover 2. I'm going to show you that tight end deep out. Okay, we're going to basically run a normal cover 2 out of big nickel. We're just running random cover 2, nothing too fancy, not like a Tampa 2 or anything. And all you have to do pretty much here is hold that backside safety with that post. And what I'm going to do is just take my tight end, run it out here, and I'm going to run this Texas route here. Now, the reason why I do this, and I'm also going to just put this guy on the backside corner route. The reason why I do this is because I just created a man beating concept. I created a man beating concept with my Texas route, which is going to force that user to pretty much focus on my running back because that destroys basically man coverage. So if it is man, I guess wrong, at least I have 2 man routes that I know will win. I have Antonio Brown, I know that will win on the corner route, and I have my Texas route. Now, the key is what's going to happen over on this right side with Godwin and Evans. I am hoping and guessing that is cover 2. If it is cover 2, I'm doing this on the wide side of the field because that fade route is basically going to lead Evans away from that safety. And I'm going to throw this a bullet to the outside. The RB route by Godwin should pull down the corner fast enough to give Evans the route that he needs to get open down the sideline. Let's see. So here we go. We get him. And we actually get a throw out of sack, but let's try that one more time. So you see that Evans kind of comes right there in between those safeties. It may not look open, but it is. It's really, you have to practice this. I'm not going to tell you it's open. I want you to practice first. It's a little bit of space in between that safety, and the better the safety is, the smaller that hole is, right? It's a little bit of space. As soon as he makes that cut right there in between that safety and that corner, if it is cover 2. Now, I know what you're thinking, well, what if they're playing like a cloud, or they're backing up their corners, or their corners aren't playing a traditional cover 2? Well, in that case, you should technically have your out route open, right? That out route is short enough that if they're not playing that fade by, or if they are playing the fade by Evans, you should technically get that out route. That out route is there just to pull him down, and if he does pull him down, you get Evans wide open. That's something else that you can actually do out of this formation to beat cover 2. You can actually motion Evans to the middle of the field, run a corner route with your actual tight end, motion Evans to the middle field, and do whatever you pretty much want with your running back. If you want to block them, you can do whatever you want. Now what I'm going to do is streak Godwin like this. So what I'm going to do, motion Evans, and Evans is going to come open right in the middle of the field past the backers. So I'll show you what I mean. So you'll see that Evans is open right there past the backers. Now, if they're playing Tampa 2, that's not going to be open because that middle linebacker is going to take that guy. Okay. So again, it looks like a corner route by your tight end, streak by Godwin, and then come over and basically do whatever you want with your running back. And that basically what's happening is that streak is coming back to the middle of the field. So it's not a traditional streak in which is going straight, but it's actually bending back towards the middle of the field. And that's what gives him the ability to get open. Now, those are two really good cover 2 beaters. Let's talk about cover 3 and how you can beat that formation as well. Now, I don't want to give you guys one play touchdowns on a cover 3, but I'm probably going to give you 1 or 2 that you can run just to surprise your opponent and make sure that he's playing good coverage. The first cover 3 beater I'm going to give you is the shutter curl seams. Now, I really love this play mainly because it has a lot of options to defeat zone. Tight end Gronkowski is going to run basically across the field. So what you're going to do is basically hot route, click your X receiver, and then press your right trigger button, which is going to make him run that really quick hitch route, right? So it looks a little something like this. And then I'm going to create a Texas route with Fournette. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it is a man beater. I don't want my user to run with Gronkowski. I want him to have to come back on to Fournette. And if I do not run a Texas route, he's going to carry pretty much Gronkowski the entire time. The next thing I like to do is streak Godwin, and that's basically to clear out the corner. And I'm going to sit my B route on the backside flat. Now, I created the same concept on both sides. I created 2 pull down routes. I have a flat route on by B by Evans, and then I have a hitch route by Antonio Brown on the backside. Now they should technically pull both of those zones down, which should leave Fournette or Gronkowski open. And if not, I'm going to have Evans for just like 2 or 3 yard pickups. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. We should get pull downs here on basically that purple route. So there we go. We have it. Boom, we hit him right there on the sideline. Now, a lot of these routes are it's going to depend on what side of the field you're on, how much space you have, how good you are at making like pass led throws. But basically all I did there was I pressed up to make sure that corner, see, even that window is still kind of tight. We want to make sure that we're on the opposite side of the field. Let me move the ball over for you. So we're going to respot the ball to this side of the field, which should give us a little bit more time and space for Gronkowski to clear. Let's do it one more time. Now, and that's part of being a really good football player. A really good football player knows if I'm on this side of the field, I like to run these plays. If I'm on this side of the field, I like to run these plays. That goes past the 50, before the 50 yards, right hash, left hash. You're going to know when's the best time to run these plays. So I'm going to get way more time to clear out, as you see here, because I'm on that right hash, right? So this is a really good play to run against cover 3 if you're on the right hash. And if you're on the left hash, just flip it over to the other side. You want to make sure you're running this to the wide side of the field, just so you get more time to clear out on basically on both sides, right? So you see that clear out even on your Texas route to the backside destroys cover 3. Now, I know what you want. You want a cover 3 beater. You want to just bomb cover 3. You're not here for 5 or 10 yard routes. The New England Patriots playbook is about 5-10 yard routes. That's what we like to see. That's what D. Croft runs. That's what I run. 5-10 yard routes all the way down the field. Make your opponent continuously switch his defense. But if you want a cover 3 beater for a bomb, here we go. I'm going to show you one of my favorites. All right. What we're going to do is take one of my favorite plays I do not see a lot of people run. You see, I have run it 113 times. I'm going to run that halfback sluggo. Now, you're probably looking at this like, what type of route can you make out of this, chef? I'm going to show you. So the setup for this play is pretty simple. We're going to streak Gronkowski here, right? And then we're going to basically we can block, or you can send him on like a little ghost route like this. I normally block just so I can get a little bit more time in the pocket, because in order to do 1 play touchdowns, you need a little bit more time. What you do with Evans is completely up to you. You can streak him, you can make him come back, you can do whatever you want. I normally like to have an in route. That way I have something coming across my face if I don't see anything open. The key here is Brown needs to run a corner route. The corner route by the slot is a come down. route. Basically, it's going to pull that corner down. And the key here is Godwin. You see how Godwin is running a streak, but it's kind of like a really weird corner route. It's a really deep corner route. That is going to be where your one play touchdown lives. If you see that safety line up on that right side and they're running cover 3, we're just going to motion Godwin over and we're going to snap it as he gets past that tackle. So we'll see something a little like this. And Godwin is just going to come wide open right there. And if that's your fastest receiver, that is a simple one play touchdown out of this formation. Now, don't say I never gave you anything, because you don't see too many professionals running that route right there. It is one of my favorite. I have not seen anyone technically use that one yet. Maybe I'm not watching enough Madden, but this is one of my favorite cover 3 beaters. It completely demolishes cover 3. Here we go. Look at that wide open. Tom Brady he's getting old. I don't know what to say. Let's go into our man beaters. This formation is set up to destroy, man, I mean demolish it, okay? So I'm going to show you my favorite man beater out of this formation. It is the PA fork. So this is best when someone does not have safeties over the top. Now this play is best when you have those people who just refuse to have over the top help, and they're extremely aggressive, and the safeties are basically playing in the box and they're leaving their corners out on the island. We're going to select Mike Evans. We're going to press B here, and then we're going to press RB, which is smart route. It basically is going to make his route go from something like this, a really deep route, to something a little bit shorter and quicker cuts. Now we have man beating routes. We have a corner route and we have Godwin. What we're going to do is motion Godwin over, and he's going to run a slant, and that's going to bring basically the guy down. And then we're going to basically just bomb this bad boy to Mike Evans. You'll see that, oh my gosh, Mike Evans, what are you doing? You'll see that he just pulls completely away from the corner route. And if you have someone who's pressing, it's even better. So the next thing we're going to show you is a gem of mine, and again, this is one of those plays I don't think I've seen anyone else run, but I'm going to show you how to one play touchdown cover 4. Cover 4 is really simple to beat. You can beat it almost the same ways that you beat cover 3, but it also gives up, for some weird reason, more touchdowns than you think. Every time I see somebody running cover 4, I don't think that they realize it's not a great coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up. Let me actually restart this. Let's actually start from the beginning so I can show you what actual play it is. The cover 4 beater is simple. It is, again, in that Y trips offset, and it's going to be out of PATS Y out. That is the play that you want to run. We're going to just run a big nickel cover 4 here. Here we go, cover 4 palms. And again, this is going to be great for people who have a high route master. That's why I'm playing with Tom Brady, or they have like a tight end apprentice, and you can get your people into the correct routes. What we're going to do is block Fournette, because again, one play touchdowns take a lot of time to develop. So we're going to take our tight end, put him on a cross route like this. We're going to slant X and streak B, RB, right? So our play now looks like this. The only route we did not touch is Miller. Miller is going to be the person who scores our touchdown for us. Again, you're going to need pocket presence here, so make sure you're watching that line. And boom, here we go. And that actually is a cover 4 match there. Let's see if we can run a cover 4 non-match coverage. Okay, so I don't know if quarters match, but we're going to run cover 4 quarters. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to streak, cross. Wait, we got to reset. Okay. So here goes our play. Same thing. We went ahead and ran that slant by Brown. We put our tight end on a cross. We went ahead and streaked RB. Now, the key to this is that you want RB and B to be your fastest receivers. Everyone else on the backside could be mediocre, but those should be your 2 fastest receivers, which is why I took Evans out and I put Miller in. And the reason why they need to be fast is so they can clear out those routes and get down the field faster. You're going to have pocket presence. We have to have pocket presence here. If you don't have pocket presence, you're going to get sacked. And you see that RB is just screaming down the middle of the field. No one picks him up, and we get that good old one play touchdown against cover 4. This is going to happen every single time unless someone uses and goes back and covers that route. And if they do go back and cover that route, it should leave someone open underneath, and it should be good to go either way. Brady got thrown out of the sack there. We still had it open either way, but it's a really great cover 4 beater. And if you run it against me, yeah, I'm gonna beat you over the top every time with this, because cover 4 is not a great coverage this year. It's just is not a good coverage, and you see why. Miller just comes wide open in the middle of the field. That safety back there has no idea what he's doing. Now, I'm going to leave it at this. This is just the Y PATS offset mini scheme. There is going to be another mini scheme for that ace. And I told you guys, you can always audible in your tight end to motion over to that ace. Now, you already know, we already have an ebook, if you haven't seen that, or a mini scheme for this trips tight end. Make sure you go check that out, because it is a formation that you can also audible into out of the Y trips, which is going to make you an even better competitor to be able to come from this formation and audible into that trips tight end. And we'll kind of show you what it looks like to be able to audible into that trips tight end. To be able to audible into this formation as well is going to make you an extremely hard person to stop. You're going to have so many different options and things to do out of each formation. You're going to be almost unstoppable. But I think that's enough for this video. It's already getting kind of long. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I will check you all next time. It's been your boy, GG Chef. It's been love is always love, and we out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button too. Peace.